If you've watched any of my hiking videos, you know that the PCT keeps coming up, and it'll always be like on the top of my list of the best trails in the world. Apparently, somebody tried to recreate it in the Czech Republic. So right now, I am walking to the terminus. Now this road is gonna continue on for a little bit, and then it's gonna turn into a gravel path, and then I don't know what happens. I'm either gonna cut through the woods or I'm gonna join the trail a little further south where it's actually accessible by a real path, and then just backtrack. We'll see. If you've watched any of my hiking videos, you know that the PCT keeps coming up. That's because it was my first long distance trail. It's when I fell in love with long distance hiking, and it'll always be like on the top of my list of the best trails in the world. And apparently somebody tried to recreate it in the Czech Republic. I didn't know about this. I just came across this a couple days ago. And there's a northern and a southern trail, but both of them meet and end or begin in the middle of the woods, right at the Czech border at the westernmost point. And much like the PCT's northern terminus, it's not road accessible. Getting closer to the border. You can see the German and what I'm guessing is the Czech flag. I'm here. Made it to the border crossing. Now this isn't the start of the actual trail, but this is where I step into the Czech Republic. This tiny little river marks the border of the Czech Republic and Germany. All right, I'm officially in the Czech Republic. I'm always amazed at how arbitrary lines on a map can make such a difference in, people's advantages and privileges in life, and how hard you have it just from the offset. Not so much, in Czech Republic versus Germany, because it's both European Union and pretty privileged in the world as a whole, but just in general, the fact that you're born in one area versus another sets you up for life in a way. There is nobody out here. It is so gorgeous. This is it. The absolute westernmost point of the Czech Republic. And this is the trail. Wow. Huh. 2,000 kilometers. And they built a whole shelter. So you could actually westernmost point of the Czech Republic. Let's start this trail. The first part of this trail from the western terminus is the same whether you take the northern or the southern route. So I think it's about, I don't know, 5 to 8 kilometers to the split, which is in the town of Asch. And that's my goal for the day. I'm not gonna go too much further. I was just gonna do this first part and leave the rest for another day. This is a little memorial for a village that used to exist here before both of the world wars tore this region apart. Apparently, this is where the school used to be. Now, I don't speak Czech, but maybe somebody can give me the gist of what this says. And much like the PCT, this trail also has long stretches of just gotta get through it. Not everything can be a highlight, right? But the sun's shining, there's a breeze, and it's still gorgeous. Might not get into the range of spectacular, but definitely gorgeous. There's so much history in this region, and not even, you know, ancient history, but like my history as well. Like, I lived through the Iron Curtain and East Germany's borders being closed and eventually being opened. Like, that is remembered history for me. You know, nature is a good place to get away from everything, but you can't hide from it. Not today's political insanity any more than yesterday's or a few decades or centuries ago. Humbles you. These tunnels were hand dug in the 18th century for access to water. Wow. Okay, I am not going down there. That is creepy. Or am I? Ooh. Okay, I guess I'm going down there. Wow. That is pitch black. Well, thankfully I brought a headlamp. Wow. That goes in quite a way. I've seen too many horror movies. I am not going down there. Let's retreat and go back towards the light. Oh. Yeah, that is way too creepy for me. Really cool though. Even on this just this short section of the trail, I've learned so much. That's a cute little park. Huh. I guess it's a workout park. Oh yeah, I see it now. Really cool. It's like an outdoor gym. Yeah, they got a bunch of equipment. Look at that. And this is really cool because it mostly uses body weight. That is really neat. I love that. Well, I missed the train by about 10 minutes and now I have to wait 2 hours. Typical. But honestly, this lentil and hummus salad I got from Tesco, totally worth missing the train for. It is absolutely delicious. Well, this brings me to the end of the first 11 kilometers on the Czech Trail. And I have to say, I enjoyed myself. There was a lot of road walking, but it made me curious to see how the more mountainous areas are, because it's already so beautiful. It seems much more remote, so much more than if you just drive a couple kilometers over to Germany, and it's just so much more densely populated, I think. So yeah, I'm gonna keep waiting for the train to take me back to my van, and then hopefully continue this trail sooner rather than later, because I actually really enjoyed it. And if you enjoyed watching it, then I'd appreciate it if you just follow along, subscribe, leave me a comment. What do you think of the idea of the PCT in the Czech Republic? Alright, I'll see you guys next time.